What's up, guys? Welcome back to the review space, and today we take a look at a couple of classic PS2 first-person shooters, TimeSplitters 2 against TimeSplitters Future Perfect. Let's begin! Now let's take a look at TimeSplitters 2 against Future Perfect. Which one is the better game? Alright, now first of all, let's take a look at the cover. Alright, both have the same character actually, the same main protagonist. Alright. Now this game over here is by Free Radical Entertainment. Free Radical is the developer. And published by Eidos Interactive, and it's actually rated teen, which is kind of funny because Future Perfect is rated M for mature, so 17 and up, and it's by EA Games. Now, I believe what happened was the franchise was sold off to EA Games. It was bought up or something, like Eidos and Free Radical. Something happened to the franchise where it ended up becoming the property of EA Games instead. It's available online as well, broadband. I don't think this game's... you can't do this online, no. There is multiplayer, but it's only... multiplayer using the controllers. Alright, and the backside. The most acclaimed game of the year. This is TimeSplitters 2, a Game of the Year title from Gaming Horizon. A surefire hit by OPM. Awesome, says IGN. Heir apparent to GoldenEye, says EGM. You know, I miss EGM. Whatever happened to EGM? That was a great magazine. Through a rift in space and time, pursue the hideous race known as TimeSplitters and eliminate their fiendish schemes to end mankind's future. Oh boy. You can blast through 10 huge environments in time, such as Cold War, Russian military base, the gangster-ridden 20s Chicago, and the futuristic surface of Planet X. An action-packed epic story unfolds through multiple objective-based missions with superbly animated cutscenes. Wage all-out war against insurmountable odds, utilizing the most lethal weapons of every era. Choose from over 100 playable characters to fight with or against in furious multiplayer mayhem, and with up to 16 players using the iLink. And you can create your own single or multiplayer games with a brilliantly simple map maker. Oh, that's right. Now this is probably one of the best parts of the series itself, was that you can create your own maps. So that's quite a revolutionary thing for you know what I'm saying, first-person shooter, especially for a console game. Awesome game. So let's open it up. So we got TimeSplitters 2 instructions manual, and we got the disc over here, nice and clean looking. You know what I'm saying, great condition. Yeah. Got some scratches on it, but not too crazy. You can still easily run it on your PS Double. It's from 2002, actually. So, man, it's been quite a while, actually. Yeah, I mean, TimeSplitters is up there in terms of, like, you know, it's been around for a long time, but I don't think it's not as well known as other first-person shooters, especially for the PS2. Like, the PS2 is kind of known as a system that isn't, you know, FPS heavy, but in reality, there's quite a lot of good FPS for the PS2, actually. Alright, and at the back of the manual, Lara Croft, Tomb Raider, The Angel of Darkness. I don't know, I've never played this game, but if it's Tomb Raider, it should be alright. What do we have here? Oh, it's in black and white. What's the deal with this black and white manuals? What is this, 1993? Come on, guys. I mean, it's not the Game Boy. Game Boys had black and white manuals, understandable, but even the PS2? Alright, so the mission navigator, there's like different time zones, really. 2315, you know, 1920, 1853, the 1970s, you know, 2019, the 1890s, 1932, 1990. Alright, it's just a basic manual instructions for the game. Tells you like what to do, you know, just a small like overview of like map maker and just the other modes. Alright, so this game is quite amazing, actually. I really enjoyed this game because the single player itself can be difficult. Like the beginning, the first stage itself is actually challenging enough. This game is pretty sweet. I mean, once you die in the stage, you start it over again. I believe there's checkpoints, but they're not used very often, and I think that it adds to the challenge. There's a lot of things you got to do. You got to sort of, you got to beat the clock in some of these stages, and the campaign mode can be pretty tough. It can be pretty challenging. There's a lot of things to do in the stages. They're quite large, but the best part I got to say is the other missions. You know, you got these bonus missions, these arcade-style missions where it has death matches and these multiplayer style of games where you're battling other people. You're battling and, you know, you're racing against a clock. There's this stage where you're being lit on fire, or monkeys are running around lit on fire, and then they light up other characters around the area, and you're running away from these monkeys, and there's these people on fire. And so you have to run away from them, and you try to evade them as for the longest time possible. And then the last person remaining that isn't lit on fire wins the entire thing. And then there's death matches, you know, traditional matches like that. There's matches capture the flag. So this game is amazing. The only thing that I can really complain about it is that it's rated T for teen, and the graphics for a 2002 PS2 game even is not that amazing. You know, it's okay, but it feels like an N64 game. It looks like an N64 game, and it plays very, very well, though. You know, the gameplay is very fast-paced. A lot of fast-paced, high-octane action. You know, it is a shooter, but aesthetically too, like, it just feels it feels very PG, for a lack of a better term. There's no blood, you know, there's no gore or anything like that. And with FPS today, you really kind of need that. You know, it's got to feel. I don't want to say visceral. It's such an overused term, but it's got to feel impactful. You know, it's got to feel like when you hit somebody, when you strike somebody, when you shoot at somebody, it's got to feel like, wow, you know, you really get at them, you really shoot them down. Aside from that, I mean, there's other modes like zombie mode, you know what I'm saying? So like, all these zombie characters will start attacking you, and then you have to destroy them, you have to shoot them down within a specific amount of time. Let's say you got to beat them in a minute. And as you progress through the game, you earn trophies. You actually, when you beat these modes, you beat these, they're not mini games, but they're like side missions. You know, they're kind of like, it's a game unto itself. It's like little different modes of gameplay, essentially. Alright, so this is a really fast-paced game. Very good game. I love this soundtrack too. This game has a really good, phenomenal audio track. TimeSplitters 2 is awesome, but now we're going to take a look at TimeSplitters Future Perfect. Okay, TimeSplitters. TimeSplitters Future Perfect. I don't know what I'm saying. But anyway, you have the same character here. I think his name is Cortez, right? No, this game is... It follows the same tradition. It's got that same fast-paced, high speed, you know, high-octane type of action. There's a lot of... If you're a fan of like the Call of Duties, the CODs, and even games like what's that game? Unreal Tournaments. This game fits right along with those games in terms of action and replayability. It's just amazing. Blast your way through time. Cortez is back, and this time he's bringing some friends to help him fight the past in order to change the future. Fight across multiple time periods in story, arcade, co-op, and multiplayer modes. 8-player online multiplayer battles. Choose from 16 maps or create your own, so create a map is back. Arm yourself with a massive arsenal of weapons from the past, present, and future. And as you can see in this picture here, you know what I'm saying, you're gunning down this like freaking old school plane. Innovative time travel gameplay lets you team up with your past or future self and be your own ally. And this game is from 2005. Oh, look at this right here. EA may retire online features after 30 days, notice posted on EAGames.com. What? What the heck? Okay, that's a little strange. 2005 Free Radical design, TimeSplitters, Free Radical. Is it still owned by Free Radical, or what's the deal here? I don't know, because I don't know the story behind it. Did EA purchase Free Radical as one of its developers and then just kind of acquired it? Let's open it up, and on the inside, there you go. Same blue aesthetic, this time a little bit darker though. TimeSplitters, Future Perfect. Yeah, stick with the manual. It's developed by Free Radical, so they're giving credit to it. Alright, and then this is like the era where EA has sort of... I mean, they still have this property. They still own TimeSplitters, actually. So, I don't know. They haven't released a TimeSplitters game in so long. Oh, this game is really awesome. And the manual itself is significantly shorter, actually. I mean, it's actually a lot smaller than the... and that's it. It's a lot shorter than the TimeSplitters 2 manual. Both black and white, and this is the disc itself. TimeSplitters... yeah. This game is awesome. These games are absolutely amazing, but I would say that TimeSplitters Future Perfect, because it is rated M. There's actual blood in the game. When you shoot somebody, blood comes out and stuff like that. There's a lot of characters to choose from in those modes. So the same type of modes available in TimeSplitters 2 are actually back. So I mean, you got to run away from the burning monkeys. You know what I'm saying? There's death matches, capture the flags. That tournament style of mode, of that arcadey gameplay. All of that that's available in 2 is actually in Future Perfect. But Future Perfect, the stages look better, the graphics look a little bit more detailed. You know, it looks like, because it's 2005, it feels more advanced. It doesn't look like an N64 game. It feels definitely more like an 128-bit generation type of game. There's a great array of different weapons, and again, that rated M rating. Even the female characters look a little bit more, they're busty and curvy, and there's chesty, very curvaceous. There's more. It's more geared towards an older audience.
You have great taste. Does my butt look big in this?
I would actually rate this, because it does have blood. This would be more like PG-14, and this is more PG style. You know what I'm saying? Like, this would be rated teen, and this would be rated E10 or something like that. So both are definitely amazing games and must have for your PS2 FPS collection. If you're a fan of first-person shooters, you can't go wrong with either one, but I would prefer Future Perfect. This is the better version. So TimeSplitters Future Perfect takes the cake. Oh yeah! Alright guys, so that's it for this episode of Versus on the Review Space. And well, there's going to be a lot more reviews to come, alright? So make sure that you comment, rate, subscribe, favorite, add as friend, all that good stuff. And until next time, ciao!
Killing frenzy. That's gotta hurt. Suicide. Open head surgery.